if so today it's because tomorrow is the exam, and then the practice is will come from problem 6.
Okay.
The one that I already sent it to you.
All
And
right.
then how she wants to do the exam is not only to give the answer, but she wants to know, how do I get the answer?
Yes. She wants to see the work. No.
She wants to see the work. Yes. Yes. So I would like to practice on that, everything. And then, yes, that's it. So then I'm going to.
Okay. So did you send me the stuff you want to practice on, or?
Yes, I send it over to your to the private message on the other website. Will be, let's see, I could email it to you if you like. Problem 6 PDF.
Oh, it's not on Preply, correct? You didn't send
Yes,
it.
yes, yes.
You did?
Above, you passed it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Above,
Okay.
that one, problem 6.
There we go. All right. Here we go.
Yes, that is the exam practice.
All right. Now they want you to, well, let's go back up here. Here we go. Number 1, what does each symbol mean? Explain if necessary. Okay. This first symbol here means greater than. Okay.
Hold on, one moment, Mark. Okay, got it. Sorry, I thought I misplaced my pencil, but I got it. Okay, so that it's greater means
Yes,
greater.
Greater than. That's what that
Okay.
means.
And then the other one is lower.
The other ones would be less than. That's
Less
right. Less than.
Okay.
And this
And
one
then
was
X and then equal, right? The other one.
yes, equal to.
And then the other one, X is multiply, right?
No. Hold on a second here. The next one is absolute value of X.
What?
Called the absolute value of X.
And meaning?
Meaning that when you take the absolute value of a number, it reports the positive distance. You can also say this is the distance X is away from 0 on a number line. Okay.
And then the other one is divide.
Yeah, the absolute value of X is equal to the distance X is away from 0 on the number line. Okay. That's how far the number X is away from 0 on the number line. So if you take the absolute value of -7, it would be equal to 7 because -7 is 7 units away from 0, correct?
I'm sorry, say it again.
But if you take the absolute value of -7, that's going to be equal to 7. The absolute value of -7 is equal to 7 because -7 is 7 units away from 0 on the number line, correct?
Yes.
You take the absolute value of 1/2. The absolute value of 1/2 is 1/2 because 1/2 is 1/2 unit away from 0 on the number line. All right.
Okay. All right. Cool. And then the other one is, that one is divide, right?
No. This is the square root function.
Square root function means.
That's the square root. All right. So that means you're taking the square root of a number. So an example would be like the square root of 4 would be equal to 2 because 4 is a perfect square of 2, correct? The square root of 16 would be equal to what?
16.
4, because 16 is a perfect square of 4.
Oh, this
The
is what
square root
times
of
what equals
36.
16.
Yep, square root of 36 is 6, correct? Because 36 is the perfect square of 6.
Yeah, so 6 times 6.
The square root of 100 is 10 because 10 squared is what? 100, correct?
Okay, yes.
That's a square root function.
In other words, what's times what equals 16?
Yeah, when you take the square root of x, you're going to get a number such that when you square that number, you'll get x.
Okay, sir.
Let me show you what I just said here. You take the square root of number x. It's equal to some number where c squared is equal to x, okay?
All right. And then the other symbol means
That's called pi.
pi means
Pi is an irrational number. It is the ratio of the circumference of a circle divided by its diameter. The ratio of the distance around a circle divided by its diameter. The distance around a circle is called the circumference of a circle. Divided by its diameter. Circumference divided by diameter is what? Pi, correct?
I'm still like 20% for my understanding.
If you take the total distance around a circle, that's called the circumference of a circle. You see that?
Yes.
And if you divide that by the diameter of a circle, what's the diameter of the circle? It's the length of the longest chord that you can put in a circle that contains the center. Circumference, the distance around a circle divided by its diameter is equal to pi always, all right? Pi is an irrational number. It's approximately equal to about 3.14. But in reality, its decimal rambles on and on and on, never terminating, never repeating, okay?
Okay. All right, number 2.
All right, place the appropriate sign greater than, less than, or equal to between the two numbers. All right, now, which number is larger, 6/7 or 0.8?
6
Well,
over 7.
what's 6 divided by 7? You can convert that into a decimal. You divide 6 by 7. Divide 7 into 6. And you know what the decimal is? It's about 0.85.
$1.1.
So what's bigger, 0.8 or 0.85?
0.85.
Yeah, so our inequality symbol is going to go like that. That indicates that 6/7 is greater than 0.8, okay?
So when this questions comes up on the midterm, what I should do is when I have the 6 over 7.
Yeah, divide 7 into 6 to convert it into a decimal.
So do you mind to go over with that?
Yeah, dividing 7 into 6.
So 6, yeah, so like, so we do, yes. Oh, that one.
Now, 7 divides into 6 is 0 times. 7 divides into 60, 8 times. 8 times 7 is what, 56? What's 60 minus 56?
8.
60 minus 56. It's 4. Add a 0. Drop a 0 down. 7 divides into 40, how many times? 5 times. 5 times 7 is 35. was 40 minus 35. Five. Add a 0, drop a 0 down. 7 divides into 50. How many times? 7 times. 7 times 7 is 49. And you could go on forever, correct?
Yes.
All right, so 0.857 is greater than 0.80, isn't it? 800, right?
Yes.
Okay, see how we did that?
Okay. All right. And then next one.
This is the absolute value of negative 1.4. The absolute value of negative 1.4 is positive 1.4. Whenever you take the absolute value of a number, you always report the positive of that number. Always. That's the way absolute value works. So the absolute value of negative 10 is positive 10. The absolute value of negative 3 is positive 3. The absolute value of positive 6 is positive 6. The absolute value of 7 is 7. See that? The absolute value of negative 1.4 is 1.4.
So the question in here, it's appropriate sign between the two numbers. So
We're trying to figure out which number is greater.
7.5. I mean 7/5.
Well, we got to divide 5 into 7 to find out, correct?
Yes.
We got to divide 5 into 7. Here we go. 5 divides into 7 one time. Subtract. What's 7 minus 5? 2. Add a 0, drop a 0 down. 5 goes into 24 times. We get exactly 1.4. Subtract and you get 0. You know what? These are not what? These are equal to each other, aren't they?
Oh, it is.
They're equal. Okay.
Okay. So it's minus 0.6. It will be the same, equal 1 minus 1.6. And then, right? No matter what it is, when we have the decimal,
Now, whenever you take an absolute value
absolute value of it.
of
So
any
like,
number, I don't care if it's decimal, fraction, whatever,
Right.
it always reports the positive of that number. Okay?
it's 1.7, no matter what it is. Okay.
The absolute value. I hate drawing with a mouse. The absolute value of negative 2 sevenths is equal to what? 2 sevenths.
7.
Okay.
Yes.
The absolute value of 5/6
5/6.
is equal to 5/6. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
That's
Got
the
it.
way absolute value works. It always just reports the positive of the number. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
What's 4% as a decimal? You know how to change a percent to a decimal?
Yes. So it's of 5, a fraction, that's 5.6. 5.6.
No, we're doing the first one.
Oh,
4%.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 4 over 100.
Well, that's what it is as a fraction, correct?
Oh, yes.
100.
4.0.
And 4 over 100 can reduce down by 2 down to 2 over 50.
Yes, that's 52 point. Yes.
And that can, the 250s can reduce again by 2 down to 1 over what, 25?
1 over 25. And then that's the lowest as we could go.
Yes. Now, how do you change a percent to a decimal? You take the decimal and shift it 2 places to the
Twice,
left.
twice. Yes, 1 and 2. So 0.8. I mean 0.4. 0.4.
No, 0.04.
Yes,
There
0.04.
you go. Okay.
Yes. And then the other one is 5. Is 4, 6. So it's 5%.
No. This is 5/6 as a fraction. 5 over 6 is not 5%. First of all, we might want to turn 5/6 into a decimal. So we got to divide 5 into what? Then we got to divide 6 into what? 5. So here we go again. Five does not divide, 6 does not divide into 5. Add a 0. 6 divides into 50. How many times? 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is, wait a minute, we could go 6 times 7 is 42, right?
Yes.
We can do better than that. How about 6 times 8? Isn't that 48?
Yes.
And what's 50 minus 48?
2.
Add a 0, drop 0 down. 6 goes into 20. How many times? 3 times.
3 times.
20 minus 18 is what, 2?
Yes.
Well, you see what's going on here? This is going to be a repeating what? Decimal, right?
Yes.
0.33333333. So
Yes.
the decimal is about 0. What?
20.
833. Were the 3 repeats, correct?
Yes.
How do you change a percent decimal back to a percent? 2 places to the right.
183%.
Be 83 point what? 3333333333, correct? I want to
Oh,
put a bar above the 3 because the bar above the 3 means that what repeats forever, correct?
okay.
See, with the decimal, we should have put a bar above the 3.83 and then put a bar above the 3. That bar means the 3 repeats forever. 0.8333333333333333333333, correct?
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. Number
5 and 6. Convert to a decimal, then a fraction. How do we convert this to a decimal? 80%. How do I move my decimal point? Two
okay.
places to the left
So 80%
to a decimal.
to decimal is 0.8. 0.08. Oh,
No, just 0.8.
0.08. And then
0.8. That's it.
yes.
Or 0.80.
And then fractions.
Then to a fraction. How do you read this decimal? You can read it as 8/10
Yes.
or 80 over 100, correct?
Yes.
80 over 100 reduces down to 8/10. Can we further reduce this 8/10?
Yes. 8 divided by 2 will be 4 over 5.
Yeah.
And then 4 is an even number. So we could go to 4, 2 over 5 is in prime numbers.
This is as low as it gets. 4/5. Can't do any more. Can't reduce
Okay,
it.
so this is the end of the story.
Now 4.5% was it as a decimal.
Now, do you want me to convert it to decimal? I
Yes.
mean to a fraction?
No, decimal first.
Decimal, it will be 0.4.
Got to go 2 places to the left.
Sorry, 0.45
0.045.
or 5.
How do you read this? 45 what? This decimal. 45 tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000,
1,000.
45 thousandths. So we place 45 over what? 1,000.
Yes.
Can this be reduced
Yes. So we divide.
by 5? Take it down
Yes.
to 9 over what? 200.
Yes.
And that cannot be reduced anymore. There's your answers.
Okay. Now, number 7 and 8.
Convert to a decimal. 3/8. You got to divide 8 into what? 3, correct? And you cannot use a calculator. Is that correct?
Yes, I cannot.
No
So
calculator.
she wants to do, yeah, she wants to see how I work, how I get that, like that. Yes.
Well, then we're gonna have to do long division here. 8 does not divide into 3, but it does divide into 33 times. It gives you 24. What's 30 minus 24? 6.
Yes.
Add 0, drop 0 down. 8 divides into 67 times. 7 times 8 is 56. What's 60 minus 56? 4. Add 0, drop 0 down, 40. 8 divides into 40 5 times. And we finally get a 0 remainder. 0.375.
Yes.
Now 450 over 1100. Do you agree we can divide both top bottom by 10 to knock off the trailing 0?
Yes.
So we immediately get it down to 45 over what, 110. Can that be reduced?
Okay.
We can reduce by 5, take it down to 9 over 22.
Yes.
That cannot be further reduced. Now they want to convert this into a decimal. So you got to divide 22 into 9.
Okay.
Twenty-two divides into 9 0 times. Add a 0. 22 divides into 90. How many times? 4 times. 4 times 22 is what? 88. What's 90 minus 88? 2.
Yes.
Add a 0, drop a 0 down. 22 divided into 20. 0 times. Add a 0, drop a 0 down. 22 divided into 200. Oh, I don't know. How many times 22 divided into 200?
Say that again?
How many times is 22 divided into 200?
9.
18. Yeah, 198. 9 times. $198. What's 200 minus 198? 2.
Yes.
Drop a 0 down. This looks awfully familiar. Isn't that 0 again? This is going to repeat, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, that's a repeating decimal. 0.409. So what repeats?
Say that again?
The 09 repeats forever. Do you agree? 09, 09, 09,
Yes.
09,
Yes.
09, 09.
Yes.
All right, 9, 10, 11, and 12, they want us to solve, correct?
Yes.
All right, well, what do we got to solve here? What just happened here?
I think you just rotate it.
All right. All right, so what's 1.46 plus 1/25? Wow.
So, okay, so decimal, adding, fraction.
Dual fraction.
That's the
That's not good.
problem, right?
Yeah. So here's what we got to do. We need
1,
to put this into a what? Decimal, correct? 25 divided into what? 1. 25 divided into 100, what, 4 times? This is going to be 1.46 plus 0.04. Which is 1.50.
yes.
Wait a minute there.
Wait a minute.
10. Yeah, 1.50. That's your answer. Okay. And the next one is 3/5 plus 14/16. Well, maybe you want to leave these as fractions, don't we?
Yes.
What's the common denominator of 5 and 16?
Say it again.
The least common denominator of 5 and 16. That's going to be 5 times 16, which is going to be 80.
Yes.
So 3/5 gets multiplied by what? 16 over 16? 14/16 gets multiplied by what? 5 over 5? It's going to be 48 over 80 plus 70 over 80. And what's 48 plus 70? Can we reduce 118 over 80? Well, we take it down by 2, down to 59 over what, 40? And I believe that's as low as she goes. Do you agree?
Okay. This is complicated.
So we're adding fractions together, aren't we? So we had
Yes.
a common denominator, and our least common denominator was what, 80?
Yes.
We went from there.
All right.
Two sevens times what? 14/8.
I can just calculate cross forward both, right?
What's that?
I could just multiply 7, multiply 8, and then 2 multiply cross forward.
Yeah,
Straight
like
forward.
that. 2 times 14 is 28.
8, and then 8.
56, right? Now we got to reduce this. And this does reduce down by 2, if nothing else, down to 14 over 28. Further reduce this down by 2, down to what, 7 over 14. And now this can reduce down by 7, down to what, 1/2? What's your answer? 1/2. What do it reduce it down to?
Okay. Okay.
All right, now it's 3/16 divided by 4/5.
I can't see your paper.
Okay, I gotta move it up. Hold on a second here. Like that? Okay.
Yes.
How do we divide fractions? We change division always to multiplication. And we gotta flip the second fraction upside down, so that's times 5/4. So we multiply across. What's 3 times 5? 15? 16 times 4. 64?
Okay.
Can we reduce this?
Yes.
To what?
To divide.
This cannot be reduced anymore.
Oh, that's the lowest?
That's it. Well, what divides into 15 and 64 other than 1? Nothing, correct?
Okay, okay. So it doesn't always have to be like, I don't have to focus on the smaller number. So if it's like that is the smallest, then if that can't be reduced anymore, I could just stop there.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Okay. Where's the other questions? Can we go back to the first page, the other page, or
well,
okay.
we have it up right here, correct?
let me just do the, okay, I got it now. All right.
We're
So
still-
to identify, so this one, the one that you did, the 2/7 times 14/8, we just did that, right?
Well, we just did 3/16 divided by 4/5. We just did this one.
Okay,
Now we're ready to go on to these, correct?
yes.
So do you want to do these or?
Mm. So,
You know, I mean, whatever you want to do here, you know.
yes, I do it with your
We'll
help.
dive right into these. All right. They're waiting for us.
Mark, I think I should have you on my other camera during exam so I can just send you over my exam. Here's the question.
Oh, yeah.
So I can just, okay, I just type it in there.
Get to work.
I'm so confused right now. Oh my God, but this is good for my brain though.
But at least I am showing you the work though, correct?
Yes, you are showing the work. It
So
just,
that might help, yeah.
yeah, you're doing great, but it's just me. I have to
I
memorize
know,
that
it's a lot.
step.
It's a lot. It's, you know, it's almost go crazy. Anyways, number 13 here. We got to take 25.4 and we have to divide it by what? 5, don't we?
Yes.
That's what they want us to do here. Now it says simplify fractions, write as mixed number if applicable. That means multiplication. All right. So how do we divide 25.4 by 5? Well, very carefully. We're going to do this off to the side, right? All right. Like that, correct? Now, how many times is 25 divided to 25? How many times is 5 divided to 25?
5.
Subtract, you get 0, bring down to 4. 5 divides into 4 0 times, correct?
Correct.
Add a 0, drop a 0 down. How many times 5 divided into 40? 8 times.
Yes.
And finally, we get a 0 remainder. So your answer is 5.08. Let me see what's going on here.
Okay.
Well, it says solve, simplify fractions, write as a mixed number if applicable. So how do we want to leave this answer as 5.08 or turn this into a mixed number as 5 8/100? See, because see what the instructions say? It says solve, simplify fractions, write as mixed numbers if applicable. But this is not really a fraction, is it? I mean,
Oh.
it is a fraction technically, because our answer is 5.08, which we could write as 5 8/100, correct?
Yes.
Which this 800 reduces down by 4 down to what? 2/25, 5 2/25.
Yes.
I don't know. Do you think they want it represented like this or this?
Maybe I just should have both and I could just say decimal
Yeah, okay.
and fraction will be,
Maybe just write both of them. That way, you
yes,
know,
5/2.
gotta be one.
5.
So whatever they want, they're looking at it. Okay.
Yes.
Now let's try another one though. Number 14.
Now number 14.
1.34 was 0.019. So we're going to take 1.34 and to this we're going to add 0.019, correct? Line up your decimal point, drop the decimal point straight down into your sum, and now just add 0 plus 9 is 9, 4 plus 1 is what? 5, 3 plus 0 is what? 3, and 1 plus 0 is 1, correct?
Yes.
There's your answer. Or as a fraction, it would be 1 and 359 over what? 1,000?
Yes.
And this cannot be reduced. Just leave it like that. Okay. 2 different ways we represented the answer, didn't we?
Yes, we did. You did. I'm still slow. I need to practice more. Okay. Got it.
All right, so we got that there. And now number 15, they want us to
15.
multiply 42.7
7
times
multiply
10.3. Now, to multiply these together, we can do that off to the side of our paper here, 10.3. And now we can multiply. What's 3 times 7? 3 times 7 is what, 21?
Yes.
3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 is what, 8? 3 times 4 is what, 12? Done with this 3. Moved to 0. 0 times 7 is what, 0? Instead of doing 0 times 7, 0 times 2, 0 times 4, and putting a whole line of zeros here, we just do it once. 0 times 7 is 0. We abandon the 0 and move to the 1. 1 times 7 is what? 7. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. Add. Decimal point. 1, 2 total places to the right, correct?
Yes.
2 to the left now. 1, 2. That'd be your answer. 439.81, okay?
Yes.
Or if they insist that this be as a mixed number, you could write it as 439 and 81 over what? 100?
Okay.
And that's number 15, okay?
Number 16.
Number 16 is 1/3 minus 2/7. So 1/3 minus 2/7. We need a common denominator. What would be the least common denominator of 3 and 7?
Okay. 3 and 7.
What's the least common denominator, least common multiple or denominator of 3 and 7?
22 and 21.
All right, so we're gonna multiply 1/3 by 7 over 7. And 2/7 times 3 over 3. 1/3 times 7 over 7 is going to give us 7 over 21 as an equivalent fraction of 1/3. An equivalent fraction of 2/7 is going to be 2 times 3, which is 6 over 7 times 3, 21. 6 over 21 is equivalent to what? 2/7. Now what's 7 over 21 minus 6 over 21?
Say it again.
What's 7 over 21 minus 6 over 21? Seven over 21 minus 6 over 21.
So 21, the denominator number, and then the 7.
It'd be 7 minus 6 over
Minus
21.
6. Yes.
Which is what? What's 7 minus 6?
It's 1.
1. Okay. 1.
21.
1. Yeah, 1 over 21. There you go. All right. Got that one. That one's done.
Okay.
That
Number
was number 16. Number 17.
Number 17 is 0.8.
This one's a real mess.
I mean, number 17.
Got everything going on here. So this one here just looks like a 5-alarm Chinese fire here, correct? I don't know. A 5-alarm Chinese fire drill. That's what I meant. Okay. Anyways, look at this mess we got here.
This is crazy. I have
What are we
no
gonna do
idea.
with this? What are we
So
gonna
this
do?
is decimal.
Well, yeah, they're all decimals, and we have to practice the order of operations. Do we add, multiply, or subtract first? Order of operations.
My Aunt Sally. So
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's correct.
yes. My Aunt Sally will be the last one. Is the E. What's that word?
Well, this is just a parenthesis. There's nothing inside.
So we multiply
We
first.
multiply. That's right. Got to do this first. Order of operations.
Or
So off the side of your paper, let's take the 2.3 and the 1.6, let's multiply these together. We'll do this off the side of our paper. We'll call this our work area over here. 6 times 3 is what? 18. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 1 is what? 13. 1 times 3 is what? 3. 1 times 2 is 2. Add these together. Now it's decimal point time, isn't it?
yes.
1, 2 places to the right. So 1, 2 places to the left. 3.68.
Yes.
Come back and replace that in your main problem. What do we do next? Add or subtract?
Adding.
We work from left to right. So we got to add next. So what is going to be 0.08 subtract 3.68?
0.
Wait, no,
0,
we're adding these together. I'm sorry, we're adding these together.
16, 0,
7, right?
7, and 3.
3.76. Finally, we subtract off 0.4 and we're done with this problem. So what's 3.76 minus 0.4?
I can see your paper. Yes.
3.76 minus
0,
0.
0, 0.
6,
6,
3,
3, and 0.
3. All right.
Yes.
You got your final answer, 3.36. If they want this as a mixed number, you would say 3 and 36 over 100, and 36 over 100 by 2 reduces down to 18 over 50, which again reduces down by 2 to 9 over 25, and that cannot be further reduced, okay? So however they want your answer, okay?
Okay.
There we go, that one's done.
Okay. Now number. I'm gonna have to review this video.
Number 18, I believe.
Number 18 is 40 is 80%.
Oh, wait a minute.
of 100.
Oh, wait a minute. Number 17, we blew it.
You're right.
They wanted 0.4 squared, didn't they?
Oh, yes.
I can't even see. It's barely hard to. I can't even see that square. Can you?
As you mentioned it now, then I pay attention to it too. It's very small. You're
But you
right.
got to admit that's hard to see.
But the first answer was correct. So
Yeah. So in other words, we don't have to redo the whole thing here. Okay. All we got to do. Look, all we have to do is pick up where we left off. Okay. For instance, we already did all this. Do you agree?
yes.
So we got it all the way down to 3.76 minus what? 0.4 what? Squared here. So now we're going to square this, correct? 0.4.
Yes.
You know, actually, you were supposed to do exponents first, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It should have been done first,
The exponent.
then multiplication, and then
And
addition.
multiplication, then
That's
the
But look, we'll do that now. 4 times 4 is what? 16.
16, 0.
Decimal point. 1, 2, 1, 2, 0.16.
Yes.
So you know what this should have been then is 0.08 plus 2.3 times 1.6 minus what? 0.16. Okay, because we should have done this first, correct?
Exponent, yes.
All right, but we already did all the rest here. So we got it all the way down to 3.76. We don't have to do all this again. Minus 0.16. That's all remains. Subtract, and what do we get?
0, 6, 3.
Well, we could represent this as 3 and what, 6/10,
Yes.
or 3 and 3/5, correct?
Correct. Okay. Number 18 is 40 is 80% of what number?
Oh, now we can do this one of two ways. We can do this by setting up an equation, or we could use a proportion. Which way do you prefer?
Can you show me both?
I'll show you both ways. I'll let you decide.
Now we do
We could set this up as an equation. So 40
equations first.
is means equals.
40
Of means times.
times
80% of what number? What number means unknown? Means what? X, yeah,
X.
X, right? Because it's
yes,
unknown.
yes,
80% is a decimal is 0.8.
0.80.
So we have an equation that says 40 is equal to 0.80 times what? X. How do we solve for X? Divide both sides by 0.80.
Yes.
Divide this by 0.80 also. What's 40 divided by 0.80?
40 divided what? 80?
Divided by 0.80. 40 divided by 0.80 is 50. And that's what X would be, 50. That would be the number, unknown number, 50.
Okay.
That's how you can set that up as a what? An equation.
Okay. And then number 19.
All
What
right.
is 75% of $325?
All right, well, let's take a look at this. So it says, what is? Now, what is means X, right? Because we don't know. So X equals 75% of what? $325?
$325.
Okay. So X is, how do you change the percent to a decimal? Two places left decimal point?
0.75.
Of means what?
200 and 300.
Times. Of means times 325.
25.
So we just got to multiply these together and we'll have our answer. We got to do this manually though, don't we?
Yes.
Oh, keep forgetting. We still haven't invented the calculator yet. All right. You know, that's the way it is.
My brain is not functional perfectly great today.
Let's go back into caveman days. Okay.
I'm gonna have to watch this video again.
5 times 5 is?
25.
5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is what? 12?
12.
5 times 3 is 15 plus 1 is what? 16? 0. Now 7 times 5 is what? 35?
5, 3,
7 times 2 is 14 plus 3 is
14.
what? 17?
17.
7 times 3 is 21 plus 1 is 22.
22.
And then we just got a bunch of zeros, correct? We don't have to worry about all the zeros. Just add. Decimal point time. Decimal points right here already. This is already a whole number. We don't have to move it to the right, but this one we have to move 2 places to the right, correct? To make this a whole number.
Yes. So 0, 0.
So 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So our answer is going to be 243.75.
Yes.
That'd be your number, okay?
Okay. All right.
That's number 19.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready for the next one.
Yes.
Okay. Number 20, solve for n. We have a proportion, 6 over n is equal to 4 over 8. And they want us to solve for n here, okay?
Okay.
This is called a proportion. And therefore we could cross multiply, not cross cancel, but cross multiply 6 times 8. And we can set that equal to n times 4, which is 4n. 6 times 8 is 48, equal to 4n. How do I solve this equation for n now? How do I solve for n?
No clue.
Divide both sides by what? 4? What's 4n divided by 4? Just n?
Sure.
What's 48 divided by 4? 12? We have found n. N must be 12.
All right. That was number 20. Number 21.
Says solve for z, correct? All right, so solve for z. Well, okay. All right, so we have to solve for z. So 21, we got 4 over 1/10 equal to 1/2 for z. This is a proportion, so we're going to cross multiply. So 4 times z, we set equal to this cross product, 1/10 times 1/2. So therefore we have 4z is equal to what's 1/2? What's 1/10 times 1/2?
10.
Times 1 is 1.
1.
10 times 2 is what? 20, correct?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Now we're going to divide both sides by what? 4. Now, when I divide the right side by 4, I'm going to write it like this. 4z divided by 4 reduces it down to z on the left side of our equation. And on the right side, we have 1/20th divided by 1/4, which is to say 1/20th times the reciprocal of 4 over 1, which is what? 1/4.
Okay.
Now, 1/20th times 1/4 is 1 over what? 80? And that's what z would be equal to. Z is equal to 1/80th. All right, that would be z, 1/80th.
Okay. Number 22, solve for h2 decimal over h equal 1 point decimal over decimal.
Yeah, in other words, we have a mess, but we're going to take a look at it, correct? All right, here we go. Now we're going to try to solve for h. All right, it's a proportion, so we can cross multiply. So we have 2.6 multiplied by 0.5. And I'm going to set that cross product equal to this cross product, h times 1.3 or 1.3h. Now what's 2.6 times 0.5? Oh, boy. We got to do this off to the side now. Five times 6. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3 is what, 13? Decimal point time, 1, 2, 2 to the left, 1, 2, 1.30. Divide both sides by 1.3. And h is equal to what? What's 1.30 divided by 1.3? Well, we got to divide 1.3 into what? 1.30, correct? Got to move the decimal one place to the right to make the divisor a whole number. So one place to the right here. Wait a minute, do I have that right? Well, look at 1.3 divided by 1.3 is 1, correct?
Yes.
That's just equal to 1. So 1.3 divided by 1.3 is 1. That's that 1. H is 1.
Yes, h is 1.
Uh-huh.
And Question number 23. Convert centimeter to feet.
8 inches, right?
Round to the nearest inch. That's how she wants to do it.
So, well, convert 51 centimeters to feet and inches. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. Round to the nearest inch. So we have 51 centimeters. We want to convert into so many feet and so many inches. There we go. Now, 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. We have 51 centimeters here. So we can set up a proportion here. So we can say 1 inch is to 2.54 centimeters. Write this out here. So 1 inch is to 2.54 centimeters, as X inches is to 51 centimeters. So we can now solve this proportion. We can cross multiply. So 1 times 51 is 51. And we can set that equal to 2.54 times X. And 2.54 times X is 2.54X. Now we're going to divide 51 by what? 0.54. Okay. Now, so we're going to divide 2.54 into 51. And I move the decimal point 2 places to the right to make the divisor a whole number, and 2 places to the right to make the dividend a whole number. So this is 254 divided into what?
5,100.
54 divides into 510. Let's see, 8, 10, 1, 2 times, I believe. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. 508. Subtract. 510 minus 508. What? 2. Bring down to 0. 254 divides into 20, 0 times. Add a 0, bring a 0 down. 254 divides into 200, 0 times. Add a 0, bring a 0 down. 254 divides into 2000, how many times? Won't be 10, that's for sure. Not 9. Not 8.
I can see your paper, Mark. Yes, that one. All right. So
254 into 2000. Boy, this is quite a trip here, isn't it?
yeah, so now is, what is the question?
How many times is 254 divided into 2000?
So 254
Yeah.
minus, do you want me to answer the 5,100 minus 508?
Goes in there 7 times, correct? 7 times 254 is 1778. 9, 9, 10, that's 2. That's 2, 2. Add a 0, drop a 0 down. Are you kidding me? 254 times 8. 2032. 54 times 9. 2286. That's not good. Well, how far do we take this out? What the heck? I mean, this is going to go out a ways, you know?
Yeah, I think if there is, I think it should be okay like that. I mean, if we can, because it just can go more.
Okay, well, look at, we got 20 feet, correct?
Yes.
We know we got 20 feet. So we know we have bare minimum at least what, 20 feet, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me think here. No. This would be 20, what, 20 inches, correct? Yeah, it's 21. That's not correct. It's not 20 feet. This is 20 inches. Well, how many feet are in 20 inches?
What is the question?
See, because we solved this proportion for X. X is what? Inches, right? So X is equal to about what? 20 feet, 20 inches?
Yes. So it's 1.67. 20 inches
Yeah.
equal 1 point.
12 inches in a foot, right? So we divide 12 into 20, correct?
Yes.
That gives me
1.67 feet. It's in 20 inches.
12 goes in 80, 7. Let's see, 6 times, rather. No. 72, 80. So this is repeating, isn't it? 0.666.
Yes. So 1.67.
So we know we got 1 foot, correct? 1 whole foot, right?
Yes.
And we got 0.6666666 what? 0.66666, but isn't 0.6666 the repeating decimal 2/3?
Yes.
2 divided by 3 is 0.666. So we got 2/3 of another foot. So what's 2/3 times 12 more inches? It's about 8 inches. We got 1 foot, 8 inches. There we go. Because 0.666666 of another foot is 0.6666 times 12, but 0.666666 is really 2/3. 2/3 times 12 is really what? 24 thirds, which is 8. 8 inches. That gives you 8 inches. So we got 1 whole foot and 67 hundredths of another foot. 67 hundredths of 12 inches is about 8 inches. And if you don't know that 0.6666 is 2/3, you could take 0.67 times what? 12.
See, 0.6 points. Yes.
Which is 14, 12, 13, which is 7, 6. Add this together, you're going to get 4. And 8. You get about 8 inches, okay? 8 inches.
All right. So the answer is
1 foot, 8 inches.
okay. Now,
All
number.
right.
Oh,
Oh.
it's already past 2. So I'm gonna see you at 1.
My goodness, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to pick this up, won't we? Okay, so we'll pick up on 24, okay?
Okay.
How many more we got? Well, we're getting there, I guess. We'll pick up on 24, already?
Okay.
Okay.
So do you mind to send me this video so while I'm waiting for
Yeah, I'll
one?
try to send you the video, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you my email address.
Oh,
Through-
okay, you can send it to me
Yeah,
via
here, I can
chat?
send it to you like right now if
Oh,
you
okay.
on the chat.
All right, that's okay. Or I could put the link on Preply for the video.
Oh, you could do that too.
If you don't even go to the messages, right? You just click, where you clicked on the Zoom link, right? I'll put the link and it'll be.
Yeah, but if you can email me, that'd be great too. That's my email address.
Okay,
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatever,
right.
whatever that flexible for you.
it'll probably be easier to put it on.
One.
I'll just put it on properly, okay?
All right, cool.
All
So
right, hey.
I'll see you at 1 then. Thank you so much. I'll be
Hey,
waiting for the Zoom link so I can watch the video again.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. See you later.
all right.